Leap of Faith podcast fans. Welcome to this week's episode with yours truly, Randy Silver. As a friendly reminder, the Leap of Faith podcast is sharing challenge and successes in today's culture and society by interviewing people, letting them know how they've dealt with their hardship and how you can deal with it too. That way you learn some lessons from them. You can take them into your life. There's nobody better at sharing life lessons than my best friend, Sean Levitan, who I have sitting in front of me, waving to the camera if you're watching on YouTube. Sean is not just a friend of the pod, the best friend of the pod. This makes him his third time on the podcast, makes him number one in terms of coming back. So thank you so much, Sean. Why would I have somebody back on the podcast 3 times? What's the value to you, my listening audience? That's probably what you're asking in your head. And the value to you is Sean is an entrepreneur. Sean has that grind, that mindset, and he's taught himself SEO, search engine optimization, taught himself sales, taught himself marketing, website design, and of course, his apparel company, Awear Apparel, launching it. So how do you start your own business, acquire clients, everything that goes with shipping, getting stuff over from China, going down to LA to factories. And Sean has been on this story with us. We had him on for the first pod in May, number pod 13 in August. So if you haven't listened to those yet, I know we have a lot of new fans who have joined us recently. I would highly recommend going back to listen to those so you understand how we're on this journey with Sean and you know his story of where he started his company, Divinity. Now it's pivoted to the company Awear and what he's gone through the ups and downs to get here. And the beauty of having Sean back on now, it's January 2021, is he launched his company. As you guys know, in August, he was talking about all the issues that are coming around with the coronavirus that he was dealing with, of trying to get the line off the ground. Took longer than expected, but you know what they say. What did they say, Sean?
Hard work pays off.
Hard work pays off. I was going for better late than never, so. But we're on the right track.
Both on point.
The hard work paid off. The new line, I'm wearing his shirt. If you're watching me on video, Sean's wearing his shirt. He's got 4 or 5 shirts out there, long sleeve, short sleeve. They're so comfortable. You look fly. They feel good in the body. They're sustainable packaging. The whole mission is great. So we're bringing Sean back onto the pod today. As promised, we're going to be on the story investing in him, how he got to today, how the launch went, all the hard work from August to up to now. Again, if you haven't listened to those previous episodes, number 1 and 13 with Awear, go check them out just so you can be invested in the story with us, hear the background of the brand, and make sure that you know that Sean is a good person to invest in. If you're looking to get some new Awear, new apparel, meditation, mindfulness, Sean is your guy. With that being said, Sean, welcome back to the podcast. So happy to have you back.
Yes, sir, Randy. Honored to be here.
Was that a good synopsis of everything?
Yeah, that was good. I can give a quick overview of, if anyone didn't catch the earlier episodes, I can kind of catch them up to speed, and then maybe we can jump in from there to where we are today.
Great. So let's do that then. Floor is yours. Let's give you, a couple minutes, just kind of catch everybody up to what we talked about in the past, and then from there, just kind of talk about, let's get into the launch and everything. Let's not waste time today.
Yeah. So sleepless nights resulted in me realizing I had to start a clothing line. And so 2019, the end of the year, we launched version of Awear Apparel. And that was just a challenge of creating a shirt, whatever it took. So we did our best, pulled, fabric and vendors together, and we created a shirt. It was awesome. Made about 200-300 of them, and then spent most of 2020 selling the collection and learning what people thought about the shirts. We use a special bamboo fabric, which makes the shirts really soft and sustainable. And we really pride ourselves on that aspect of the brand. So it was great to hear people's feedback. After we sold out, we decided that we needed to, we realized that there was something here and we wanted to continue exploring it, but we needed to elevate the brand. And so what that meant to us was starting with the product, elevating, any issues that we had first time around, which meant better fabric, better vendors that were more local, How are we producing the shirts? How are we distributing the shirts? How do our social media channels look? And from there, you know, give it like a real shot. And so at that point, we had, Reed and Ruben and Juan and my brothers like really on board, and a lot of other friends were chipping in, helping us push even harder. But throughout 2020, we were basically creating the Sahara collection. That it was a tough year to do that. It should have taken us 3 months. Took us about 9. So we learned the hard way what it's like to be a small company in a big industry. The textile industry is a very tough competitive space, especially when you're at such small order numbers like we are. But that kind of gets us here. We launched on New Year's Day 2021. We rebranded the whole website and really everything from the ground up, packaging, shirts, and we're super proud of the final product. So I sit here with you. I'm staring at you wearing our short sleeve Sahara tan colorway,
looking fly, baby.
You always look good, but you look great today, baby.
Just because I took a shower before this, of course.
Yeah, you got to stay clean.
And just like how fresh this shirt is. So let me ask you this question. Let's just dive into it, because a lot of people who listen to this podcast are really interested in the background of entrepreneurship and how you can get your business going and aspects of all that. So you talked about a website rebrand. Why would you want to do a website rebrand for your new product? And how did you get that website rebrand going? What did you need to do to optimize the website? And is there anything you did in trying to acquire emails, things like that, with the new branding that would help you have a marketing list or people to try to sell to?
Yeah, I think one thing I've noticed about websites is that they're really just an evolution. There's something that's constantly evolving. And so during the first launch, we just needed a way for people to buy our clothes online. And we did the best we could with the tools we had. And we built out what we thought was, a great website to start. But it was very simple, only a few pages, and worked. It, helped us sell all the shirts that we had. But we learned a lot. You want a more actionable website that combines, value-based content with some of the brand messaging, but also has a lot of call to actions on each section. So whether that's taking you to a product that the picture is showing, or that's taking you to, an asset about meditation, every section of our website now is intentional. It's designed to basically provide some sort of next step for the user that's engaging with the website.
And how did you go about building out that website then?
I'm blessed to say that my two best friends are savants. We really had a perfect combination of unity with me, Ruben, and Reed. Reed is an incredible front end. He just has such a good eye for design. So he built out all the wireframes, which are basically like sketches of what the website should look like. And then Ruben, great on the back end, he was able to go in there and make Reed's design wireframes a reality. So he built out the actual functionality of the website. And then, my career as a content creator helped us go and pull together great shots and videos and, visual assets for Ruben to use and Reed to use to put that vision to life, bring that vision to life. So it was really lucky that we had all three of us with such complementing skill sets.
That makes perfect sense. I got that. So you said that each thing on the website has a mission for someone to get to. What's the ultimate goal of someone that you bring into your website? Of course, it's probably buying a shirt or two, things like that. But is there other ultimate goals that people want for their own personal website?
I actually don't think the mission is to buy shirts. I mean, that's definitely the way that we can continue to grow, and that's one of our top priorities. But I would say that the priority for our website is to help people manifest awareness, help more people bring awareness into their life. And so Awear is really, a lifestyle brand. We try to live and breathe awareness as much as we can, and it's not always possible, but I think that's the challenge, is to bring awareness into your life as much as you can. And so that's our keystone core value prop. And we want every part of the website to basically support that. And we feel that our clothes supports that. It's kind of like our uniform. This emulates our, awareness lifestyle. And so supporting us through the, apparel or through some of the podcast content, whatever it is, that's kind of like our goal to when a user interacts with our website.
Got it. Makes perfect sense. So then if we take it a bit more macro, how did you get people to get to the website? And what we call that is search engine optimization. Obviously, there's many ways to do it. So how did you optimize Google and other search engines to drive traffic to your website?
Yeah, I think it's twofold. I mean, you want to make sure that anything to do with your company, you pop up as high as possible, like ideally in the top 3 of the first page on Google. So we spent a lot of time just backlinking the website and making sure that when someone Googled Awear or, apparel is a tough one. That's a very competitive word. Or like bamboo, that's also a pretty competitive word, but just trying to like boost how high we show up in the rankings. But I think that comes to play for us specifically a little later. Right now, our reach is more organic. We're trying to sell out as much of these shirts as we can with just our organic networks. No paid customers, just word of mouth and people that we know that are in our community. And once we feel like we've reached the end of that and sales start to slow up, then we can start putting paid ads out there or find other ways to drive traffic to the website. But for now, it's all organic.
Which is a great point. Is what's organic? Does that mean you're just using social media, friends and family? How are you doing that?
Yeah,
Texting people, hashtags?
Everything, you name it. I mean, we're out there every day. We post on social media as much as we can on the Awear account. I post on my account a bunch too. We text a lot of people on the list. Anytime I'm talking to someone, I'll bring it up. And if they're interested, I usually put their name down and then I'll text them later, like, here's the link. Would love your support. Check us out. But I think that the traditional model for an e-commerce apparel company is that a shirt you sell for $45 and it costs you 10 to make, then you bake in like, let's say $10 of marketing spend that you are willing to invest to acquire a customer to purchase the shirt. The problem with our model right now is that we're so small that our margins aren't very good. So it's very expensive for us to make a shirt, which means we don't have a lot of wiggle room to spend on acquiring customers and paying for them. So we are basically really dependent on our networks, our communities to help us, spread our reach and spread more exposure, gain more exposure rather.
Now, a lot of people know about, say, influencers or people out there with a lot of followings. Is that something that you guys have used to try to get free messaging out? Personally for me, I've created a TikTok style video on Instagram where I was trying on each shirt, doing a yes, does it look good? Does it no, does it look bad? And it went viral. Within 1 hour, I had 1,000 views, and that's pretty big for an Instagram video for people in my realm and zone. And by the end of it, I think I got 10, 12,000 views, and just putting that on out there for supporting my friend, hopefully got Sean a couple more people to be interested, follow, maybe buy a shirt. If not, now they're part of the realm of the umbrella and will buy eventually, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, all of those different posts help so much. It's a culmination. When someone new buys a shirt that's kind of like in our group, but pretty far on the outside, it's really the culmination of all these different times they've seen or heard us or our brand. To answer your question about the ambassador program, we are building one out right now. I think it's a really important way to grow an e-commerce brand right now is to find a lot of people who just have a lot of attention, a lot of eyeballs on them through social or whatever their platform is. And if they align with your brand, then the chances are, your audience will align with their audience. So the goal is to provide them with your product and hope that they can use it and showcase it to their audience, and then that will, create a partnership or cross promote between audiences and result in sales. We are very intentional with everything we do. So we've thought a lot about how we want to build out that ambassador program. And it's super important for us not to just go for anyone that has hundreds and thousands of followers, but instead to pick a few hand-selected ambassadors and start with them and build out the program together, make sure they're really aligned with our brand and our mission and our values, both support each other. And when we know they do and we feel comfortable, we can build out a program together with their feedback that we'll use for other ambassadors down the road. So that's kind of where we're at now, is sifting through who we think would be really good fits. We've identified a few great candidates, and we're in discussion with them. And so the next step is to build out that program with them in tandem, and then, add more people that are like-minded in the future.
That's fantastic. I mean, I love that. Can I be part of the program? Do I have enough following?
We can talk.
Can we leap of faith?
I feel like you're already pretty involved.
Yeah, of course. I would love to. Anything that I can do to support a friend, support someone close, I'm going to do. So I liked all that. So we kind of covered on that aspect, the website, the social media, trying to get the word out there. Now let's talk about more of the sales side. How did you do in the launch? What did you do for the launch? Was there promotions? How did the launch turn out in terms of what you were projecting, forecasting in your sales numbers?
We really didn't know what to expect, to be honest. We'd never really pushed the go live button the same way we did on New Year's Day here. So we weren't really sure, if we were going to sell any shirts at all or all of them in one day. Obviously, we were hoping for as many orders as we could, but we really didn't know. So I think we kept our expectations healthy. And my brother told me the night before we launched, he said, "Bro, it doesn't matter what happens tomorrow. If you sell one shirt, you did your job. Like, you created a product, you brought it to market, and someone bought it. You should be proud of that." And I love that. That's a healthy expectation. Yeah, that's a healthy expectation to have. So we kind of carried that with us through the day. But leading up, we had put a lot of teasers out. We wanted to build a lot of hype around the launch. We were trying to hit Christmas, but because of a few last minute delays, we weren't able to. So we decided to wait until some of that Christmas shopping consumer fatigue wore off, refreshed, let people end 2020, and then go live 2021 with a fresh slate. And with some of the hype, we actually had a really strong first week. I would say the first week we probably sold 20% of our inventory, which is really good for, awesome. That's really good for a company our size. That's great. And then the week after, we sold another 10%, I would say, give or take. Since then, sales have started to slow. I think a lot of the early purchasers have made their orders. So now we're kind of getting to what I described earlier, where you're on the outskirts of your, organic reach, your community, and we're starting to see, okay, here's how many we could sell organically. What's our marketing strategy going to be to try to push the rest of these units out to the right people?
Got it. And I'm sure there are people out there, again, who want to support you. How can they find you?
Our website is the best way. It's Awear, Awear-apparel, or our Instagram is Awear Apparel, no dash. So AWEAR Apparel on Instagram.
And right now we'll show you a quick video of Awear Apparel. So check it out. If you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple or any audio, you're going to get the audio version of it. So check it out. So Sean, cool ad. That was great. Obviously, as you said, you're a content creator. Very visual, fantastic. That gets me stoked. Was there anything else around the business you want to talk about? Because if not, I would like to talk to more open theory in the mindset of starting a business.
I'm nothing really to add. I would say we should save it for maybe if you invite me back for a fourth episode. But listening to some of your other episodes with, Mark and then Jeremy, super interesting to hear. They put words to a lot of the feelings I had where, Jeremy was talking about needing that stability versus Mark was talking about putting, his kind of rolling the dice and stuff and starting his, now over 1 million follower YouTube channel. And, I kind of thought a lot about like, wow, where does that put me? And how do I feel about all those things? So just a little teaser if we ever come back, but I would love to talk about, some of those challenges of starting your own business and the anxiety that comes with, being a little more entrepreneurial versus some of the stability that corporate life or a more stable job can offer. Because I've thought a lot about that since some of your early episodes.
Well, that's fantastic because we actually kind of want to talk about that now. Oh, 'cause I was going to ask you actually. So you can tell this is a live view. I didn't give them the pre-questions. I like to do my interviews. You guys know, very fireside chat. I wanted to ask you about that. So, obviously you had to wait a year for the launch. You were doing freelance content creation to try to make a living while you were getting Awear. My question would be like, how does it feel to get the launch, to have that income now coming in? How did you survive? Do you question yourself if it makes sense to continue to do this? How do you overcome that mindset of, is this worth doing day over day? Because a lot of young entrepreneurs are like, I'm not making money. I see all these people successful, stable lives. How can I get there? Because no, it just takes time and practice. So everything you just talked about, I would love for you to bring up and talk about your mindset there.
Sure. Well, I think still not seeing much income from Awear. I mean, I don't think we're going to necessarily make money on this collection. And if we do, it will go, anything that we do make will go back into the brand. So it's still not supporting my lifestyle yet. But I was lucky enough to start working with this mentor at the beginning of the year. And he's a successful CEO of a company. And it's taught me a lot. And he's helped me, understand that I need to basically build in my own personal aspirations into the company, because the more time I can invest in the company, the closer to a place where it can support me and be my full-time thing. And then I can help grow it even more full-time. So setting more goals for the company has been really important. Like, at what point do I think Awear can bring me on and actually pay me a salary and support me full-time? So I've been thinking a lot about that. But to answer your question, I would say the earlier stages of the, business endeavor were challenging because it wasn't real. Like, I had a lot of anxious nights because I was trying to build something. It was like, I keep relating it to when you're writing an essay in college. It takes you hours of brainstorming before you even write a single word. And I always used to get so anxious during that time because I've basically written the essay in my head through all this research I've done and developed a thesis and supporting arguments and a conclusion. I just need to get them out on the paper. But I always thought of nothing to show right now. If something happens, I literally don't have a single thing to turn in. It's all kind of like, it's not tangible yet. That's how it felt early on in the business, was like trying to create this company, but it wasn't really real yet. And when the first line of shirts came out, it felt really good because at least it was real. I could still see how junior it was. We had so much to learn. Now that Reed and Ruben and Juan and, so many others are really invested, putting hours in, it feels great because it's so much more tangible. We have a little more money to play with.
You have a team around you.
Yeah, we have a team. We just get more done quick. Things don't sit on our list for that long. And it's really starting to turn into something real. Now, the entrepreneur versus stability, it's still super risky. This thing could go bust, and I'll have taken nothing away from it financially, just business experience. So I think a lot about, okay, a 401k that, a company would be helping me grow that I worked at, like when I was doing tech sales, versus now it's like, I'm betting on this to be big enough one day to support me for life, or at least allow me to get the capital to invest it in real estate or what have you, be it, so I can have those funds later in life. I'm basically making my own 401k. I'm trying to generate it myself. I'm betting on myself. So it's risky. And I think it takes a lot of, maybe confidence,
Self
but
belief,
yeah,
courage.
self-belief, courage, and discipline, because your mind tends to wander a lot, and we're all laced with insecurities. It's a survival instinct that we don't need anymore, but that's where our mind go, to these darker places. So meditation, staying centered and being like, this is what I love, this is what I believe in. That's really been the answer for me during those more questionable moments.
And those are the stuff that people don't see. Obviously, they're going to see on social media, the videos, they're going to see the shirts, they're going to hear people talking about it. But the day in, day out grind of the hard work that goes into it and what mental and physical toll that takes on you is not anything anybody sees. And it's almost alike to an athlete. You see them play on the Sunday in NFL, but what are they doing Monday through Saturday to get their body ready, get their mind ready? What are they doing in the off season to get ready? And the toll that can take on them. Obviously, it's a completely different realm, but the concept of what you're talking about is the same.
Exactly. I mean, I'll tell you right now, it seems so cool a lot of times to like start your own business. We usually see the people who have sold or been acquired for millions of dollars, and you see like the glory moments, but there's so many dark sides to this. There's so many long, hard phone calls, and I don't know, just tough days where it's not sexy at all. It's really gritty, and there's a lot of room for questioning. But that's kind of, I think,
Yep.
the make or break is like, if you really love what you do and you're obsessed with the vision and the mission, then you can hold on to that. And that's what I found time and time again is when I get to that dark place, I see the light because I remember why I'm doing this, and it gets me through it.
And for the audience out there, obviously, we kind of skipped August to the launch because I really want to talk about the business side and the launch. There were many days when I asked Sean, "Hey, how'd today go? How was LA? How'd the launch?" And he goes, "Oh shit, man, they have made a mistake. There's a drop. Oh shit, man. They're delayed. Something happened, and it's just like
So
it's gonna
many
be negative 3
mistakes.
weeks. So many days, and like as a friend, obviously you can do so much to motivate and preach mindset of positivity. And Sean has that mindset of positivity anyway, so it's not like I have to teach him it like I do some other people I work with. But
Still
it's
feels good to
hard to
hear.
see your. Good to hear. It's hard to see your friend have those goals and have to rely on other people. And then when the mistake happens, seeing them go through that and knowing that you as a friend are helpless to help them because all you can do is offer a shoulder, a hand, and say, like, hey, it will be okay.
Yeah, I appreciate all those tough
Yeah.
conversations that you
Yeah.
you hold me through. I mean, that's it at the end of the day is like the relationships that support your mission and your dream.
And Josh said if you sold one shirt, you made it happen. Your boy bought four, putting it up there. So you got 4x of what your brother was looking for.
That's four times my dream right there, Randy. You're
There
just
we
a
go.
dream grower.
Yeah. My whole shirts now. I got the old Divinity, I got the Awear, the old line, I got the new Sahara line. So I'm Awear out. And also, of course, I think the other thing you made a good point is just that grind. I know we kind of touched on it, but it takes a lot for an entrepreneur. The If you have a family, if you have kids, and you're not having the stability and the income, that 401k for your future, it can be hard. Luckily, Sean, or unluckily, how you look at it, we're 28, 29 in that age range. We don't have kids, we don't have girlfriend, wives. Like we have the ability at this time of our life to take those types of risk to bet on yourself. But say someone who's 28 and has two kids and they need to have money week over week, month over month to feed those two kids. Can they bet on themselves to take that risk? So it's a very big cost analysis in your own life to see if it's even something that you can afford to do based off the dependencies that are coming towards you in your life.
Yeah, your 20s are about taking risks, I've heard.
Yes.
Now I'm about to turn 29, so
We're getting
I'm
up there.
gambling. Yeah,
But
exactly.
like, the other thing is, I think you talked about is the grass green on the other side in corporate world. I find myself as a corporate global sales manager is the grass green on the other side, and like, do I like this doing the 9 to 5? I love my job, I love what I do, so don't misconstrue that, but having that entrepreneur mindset in the back of my head, like I've never really had that aha idea, like, oh, let me make it a clothing line, I can make it happen. Oh, this is a cool new product now on the market. I think I can do it. Oh, I can enhance this. But I find myself thinking like, I would love to be my own boss and do something like that. How do I make that happen? So I'm in awe of Sean doing that. But of course, there's opportunities where I'm like, you know what? I love having this. Cisco gives us 2 weeks off in the winter. It's basically paid vacation. Take the 2 weeks off between Christmas, New Year's, that type of stuff. Sean does not get that. Like if he's not working and grinding, he's not getting paid. So at that same point, it's a comfortable feeling getting that. So there's a big divide in corporate life and entrepreneurship and just how you want to dictate where you move forward with it.
Yeah, good point.
Leap of Faith fans, excuse me for interrupting the podcast, but boy, do I have an exciting announcement for you. The YouTube channel for the Leap of Faith is now live. I'm so excited to share this with you. There will be videos coming out every week, 2-3 times a week. Every Tuesday will be Tough Tuesday. Well, I will share a workout video. It will be with weights. Some videos will be without weights, full workout routines, different types of workouts for you to hit your New Year's resolution and get fit. We'll have nutrition videos. We'll have mindfulness videos every Friday to help you with stress relief and relaxation. We will have vlog videos every month around how to start a podcast, trips taken, how to get into sales, and everything around this podcast. You asked for it, I delivered. Please go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Do it by going any of the social media channels at Leap of Faith Pod. Type in Leap of Faith on YouTube. Look at all the links. Go ahead and check it out. I already have 100 videos posted. I've been creating so much content for you, and I just posted it all live for you now. Go check it out. Leap of Faith on YouTube is now live. Please go subscribe. Now back to the podcast. Enjoy.
I think the one thing I want to touch on when it comes to the marketing and the content shoot was I have never felt the Awear brand come more alive. It special trip. I mean, it was a stressful week because the shirts were finishing up. We were still trying to hit Christmas and the holidays, and it kept getting like these small days. But we basically, I'll cut to the chase. There was the moment when we were supposed to go pick the shirts up, and we needed to hit the weekend because the people that were on set with us had, work Monday through Friday, so it had to be on a weekend. And we basically are driving down Highway 5 in an RV with my brother, Juan. We're going to meet Reed, and the shirts weren't done. And I didn't tell Daniel or Juan, but the shirts weren't done yet. I was hoping that I would get that text, and I was pretty confident I was going to get the text at the but it was nerve-wracking, and sure, little dog action in the back there.
And it's okay. This is a live podcast. If this is on YouTube, hey, we do it live, baby.
Cut to the chase. We got the shirts, and through all of these stress, really had to just like stay centered and stay focused and not get caught up in, the chaos of what if this happens and what if that happens. Just trust that it's all going to be all right. Confident enough. And then we went out to the desert, and we just had such an amazing, mindful experience out there. Like, we really created all of the content that's on the website, that's on the Instagram, from such an aware, like present, mindful place. Like, we were meditating. All the conversation was really heartfelt. It was all like open and vulnerable. The end of the first day, we made a fire out in the sand dunes, and we all sat with chairs around and talked about our feelings, just everything that we preach. And my favorite part was like, I wasn't even leading these conversations. It was just happening from everyone that was there. And that to me was the most powerful moment that I've had with Awear to date, because I was basically looking at all my favorite people in these new shirts, talking about the brand, living the lifestyle. And that's kind of when I was like, okay, it's starting to form. Like, the brand is really starting to come together. When we came back and made all the content, looked through what we had, it was just as magical as that moment.
Love it. Love it. What was it like shooting? Was it an all-day shoot? How did you get the perfect shot? So from a content creation, what was the mindset of how do I make sure to get the most out of what I'm trying to shoot, which is the models with the shirts on?
Yeah. So it's interesting because usually I'm just behind the camera, but I had to do so many more jobs while we were out there. Usually you have like a few hours and you just have a shot list and boom, 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 you knock it out. It's COVID, so we couldn't even get like a full roster of talent to shoot. We basically had to find out who was available, who could do multi jobs, like model and take content and go from there. So the way it worked out was like magical. It came together, but there was four of us out there. And you have to imagine this is the sand dunes. So you basically pack a backpack and you go. You can't bring a table and set up. Like it doesn't work like that. You're hiking out miles to find pristine, untouched sand dunes that you can shoot on. So you have to be very lean and light with what you pack. So we actually formulated a pretty good system, but we had two backpacks, one with all the cameras and one with all the extra shirts. All four of us wore shirts the whole time. Two of us would model, two of us had cameras, two people with cameras had the backpacks, and we would just constantly switch, change shirts, change who was with the camera, who was with the backpacks. And also lucky enough, everyone had camera experience, so everyone there could model, everyone there could use a camera, and obviously everyone there could carry a backpack. But that's kind of how we rotate. So first day we went out and tested it and it worked flawlessly. Then we went home, or we went back to the campsite and we ran the same play on the other side of the dunes and got some sunrise content.
I love it. And obviously, they came out so good. I love it. Tell people again where they can go check out all these photos, content, everything. Of course, buy a shirt.
Yeah, if you're interested in seeing any of the content that we grabbed from the desert, definitely recommend going to our Instagram at Awear Apparel, AWEAR, or our website, which is Awear, AWEAR apparel.com.
Awesome. Sean, any final messages for the audience?
All the support helps. I mean, it's funny to think how much one, shared post, one tag does for us, but every eyeball is a step in the right direction. Whether you're buying a shirt or commenting on a photo or just following our Instagram, it all helps so much. If you resonate with any of our brand messaging, then I ask you, I should say, I invite you, please support our mission and help us grow. Visit the website, the Instagram. It's the most impactful, ways you can help Awear right now.
Love it. And what I would say is the takeaways for me that I hope the audience took away is three things. One, just your vision. You have a vision of Awear in your head, and every day, brick by brick, you're making it happen. Some bricks are going up. One day, a wrecking ball comes and breaks it down, but then you build that brick back up and you make it happen. You're staying on that vision. And that's the hardest part, is when you have a vision, how do you continue on that vision when you get the no's, you don't get what is needed, life throws curveballs at you, having that vision. And I have a vision for you in 20 years, being the most successful person in anybody in our lives, all because of your hard work. Two,
Thank you,
my pleasure. Two, what I think the audience is getting away from this as well is, entrepreneurship is not hard. I mean, I said that wrong. Let me re-say it.
Yeah,
Entrepreneurship is hard. There we go. Is hard. Excuse me. It's because you don't have the backing of a corporation behind you. You're not getting a 2-week paycheck every week. Excuse me. You're not getting a 2-week paycheck every 2 weeks. You're not getting the 401k. You're not having a steady job. You have to do it on your own. You have to be okay with taking that risk and knowing that risk gives you the opportunity to have high rewards. Versus if you're in a corporation, you're going to have a steady job, but the opportunity to make money or that type of stuff, there's a finite because of what you're limited to. So if you want that type of risk, entrepreneurship is for you. But no, it's just not going to be Daisy Dukes. All the people, like if you think entrepreneurship, you probably kind of go to Shark Tank. Those people are grinding and grinding and grinding, and you see them on there. But what you don't see is probably the 20, 30, 40, 50, 100,000 submissions who don't make it on the Shark Tank. And the people you do see in Shark Tank, how many people get the deal an episode? Maybe one or two. And how many of those actually really make it post Shark Tank? So it's a very, very tough grind, and people need to be ready for that. And how do you have that? Which is point number 3, is the right mindset, as Sean talked about. It's making sure you're content with what you're doing, you're happy with what you're doing, you're passionate with what you're doing, you keep positivity, and however you can keep yourself from being too stressed out, too high and low, if that's meditation, mindfulness, do that. Because if you're going to go in entrepreneurship, you're not going to have the passion, you're going to burn yourself out. If you're not having entrepreneurship and you're not having the right mindset, you're going to fail. If you go into entrepreneurship and you're not ready for what it's about to take, it's going to eat you alive. So you need to go into entrepreneurship if that's what you want to do with the right mindset, and you need to follow your passion because, you know, someone who has done a great entrepreneurship, Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports, people see at Barstool now and what it's all become. He has a great quote. I listen to his podcast every week. He shoots the shit, but they were asking him like, what made you want to start Barstool? And he's like, I didn't want to work a day in my life. I wanted to know that Saturday was a Monday and Sunday was a Wednesday and Thursday was a Friday. And what he means by that is he doesn't matter that he's working 7 days a week because he's living his life and his passion. And it doesn't matter if he has to be on a TV set on a Saturday. It doesn't matter if he has to go do sales on a Sunday because that's what he wants to do. And he's working 7 days a week because that's what he loves. Sean loves Awear and he's working on the 7 days a week, 24/7 because he loves it. Whatever you do in life, if it's corporate, entrepreneurship, playing sports, whatever that is, if that's your passion, go do it. And you won't feel like it's a chore. You won't feel like you're going out there because that is what you're doing and that's what you love. So go make that happen.
Woo. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. Choo-choo-choo-choo. Awesome. I think that's a great episode, Sean. I think the best part and the last part is the sign-off. So everybody... Wait, before we I gotta do. Let me.
Sorry, I got excited.
Yeah, we got. I was just trying to pre-hold. So thank you everybody for listening this week. My name is Randy Silver. This is Sean Levitan with Awear Apparel. Go check out their website down below in the link on YouTube. If you're listening on a streaming site, go ahead and check in the bio. It'll be there too. The Leap of Faith again is around success, challenges, overcoming adversity in today's society, culture, everything around it. I think Sean is the perfect example of someone who's living his life in today's society, trying to create something out of nothing, and he's doing a great job. And please go support him, his message, the company. Shout out to Reed, Juan, Esteban, Ruben, everybody a part of it, who's helping Sean get to his dreams. Next episode we'll hopefully be with Sean 3, 4, 5 minutes. We'll get an update on the new line. If there's a new line coming out, get a final update on how the sales are going. As I said, we'll get Sean as a friend of the pod as he's doing. And I know people really did like his episode 13 with the mindfulness and meditation. He did a 10-minute meditation, so we'll get him to come back and do more meditation as well. Sean, now we can do the sign off.
I'm ready.
Okay, do you want to do it with me or you want to go after me?
Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Stay healthy.
Stay wealthy, baby. And you know what we say. Deuces. Bye, everybody. Have a good week until next one.